Hi, my name is Stephanie Dorn, and I'm a treatment manager of the Family Advocacy Program.
And I am John Gonzalez. I'm a family advocacy intervention specialist with family advocacy as well.
And we just wanted to join you today. We have some different tips for kind of peaceful resolutions during this time of COVID and all this togetherness. While all this togetherness time is great for spending quality time with the family, it can also add stress and increase frustration. So being aware of our own physical and emotional signs of escalation is very important during this time. Um, One of the first tips that we have is when you start to feel yourself becoming escalated, take a crisis timeout. In this time of social distancing, some of our coping skills may not be available to us at this time. So we came up with some ideas for a crisis timeout while maintaining social distancing. So I don't know, John, you want to explain what a crisis timeout is?
So, a crisis timeout is when you are in a situation that is getting heated. Things you may not have at that time, the insight into understanding your emotions, your feelings, and things of that nature. So, you want to be able to speak with your partner, spouse, friend, taking that time away from there because they generally say when you're at that level of getting angry or getting past a certain point, it takes about 30 minutes to come back and 30 to 60 minutes to kind of calm down, get your body back to a calm state. So a crisis timeout is being able to understand that, know yourself, and removing yourself from that situation and finding some other uh, activities, other tools in your toolbox to basically calm down and come back with a collective mind and being able to talk things through.
All right, so I know a lot of times we suggest that people leave the home or the situation when things are becoming escalated, which may not be available right now because of all the physical distancing. So some ideas that we came up with, to go for a 30-minute walk or run outside. Go to your car and just listen to music if you can't leave the house, or a podcast or something else that's soothing. There's a lot of apps available that you can do meditation, guided imagery, those type of things. Call a friend. Even taking a long extended shower can really help to ease your mind at that time. So then after you've had some time to cool off, come back to the situation, re-engage. And you may find that the situation wasn't even that big of a deal when you get back, or you have more clarity to think about the situation. One thing that's really important before taking a crisis timeout is making sure that you talk to your partner about what you're doing. So you're not just leaving the situation, they don't know why. But that's a very important conversation to have when things are calm and before something gets escalated. So something that we kind of suggest as well is before taking a crisis timeout is have kind of a code word or a signal or something that lets your partner know what you are doing. So anything else you wanted to add about the crisis timeout, John?
No, I think you hit everything perfectly. Nothing really to add on that.
All right. So the other thing that we wanted to point out is being very mindful about alcohol consumption during this time. A lot of times when alcohol is involved, we don't necessarily think as clearly as we normally would, and can kind of make some poor decisions. So just kind of being mindful of that while we're social distancing, being careful about how much we're drinking. One of the other really important things we want to add is making sure to take care of yourself. Self-care is very important during this time. You can't really take care of anyone else unless you're filling your own cup. So any self-care ideas, John?
We always talk about finding new hobbies, finding new ideas. Currently, there are still sending, thing Amazon packages and stuff, maybe adult coloring books, building models, things that we normally don't think about as far as crafting things and finding new hobbies that you may not have been interested in from a different standpoint, but now with this new uh, or persisting COVID-19 going on, it's good to start to branch out and find a new hobby and try to find things that make, are interesting to you. And because at a certain point, we have our normal tools, but you can only play so many video games, read so many books, and, do so many things that you're normally doing until you find yourself getting slightly bored. So I would say branching out and finding new hobbies would be something that would possibly be a solution from that.
And I just like to add too, during this time, a lot of museums are offering virtual tours. I even saw that there's you can access free Broadway shows. So branching out and things that concerts, so things that you aren't always available, you can definitely give those a try. One of the other things that part of self-care would be maintaining a daily routine. So making sure that we're waking up at the same time every day, taking a shower, getting dressed, going to bed at a decent hour. Those are all very important things to kind of keep our bodies and our minds doing well. So another idea, is expressing gratitude to your partner. This time is very difficult for everyone, and a simple thank you can go a long way. Um, Other suggestions, John?
My biggest suggestion is staying connected via friends, family, extended family, reaching out. We have the biggest thing we have in support right now is technology. As you can see, we can be on Zoom. Using these tools and this technology and having the ability to reach out and talk to loved ones and people that we may have lost a connection with, but we want to re-engage and build a new relationship is now time. Just the other day, I saw a guy have a birthday party, and he had all his devices set up, what he called friends, and still blew out his candles and everything like that. Hilarious, but it just shows that we can still stay somewhat connected, even though we have to stay social distancing and keeping apart, but we can still be together.
Another tip that we have is knowing your partner's love language, and being mindful of that during these times. The Love Languages program actually offers an app that's called the Love Nudge, that helps you kind of gauge where your partner is and where you are, regarding your love languages. And, it's a good way to communicate between the two of you. Anything that I've left out, John, as far as kind of peaceful resolution?
Yeah, I was just going to add another little piece of that with the love language. It's also important to use this time to communicate, find new interesting things about your partner. A lot of times we assume we know them very well. And as we, start to talk and express and just learn one another, you start to learn new things about your partner. Even if you've been married 10 years, you still can learn something about your partner. And where as a relationship, people tend to grow and change, and new priorities come up, and it's good to understand your partner's priorities and understanding what they may need in this time, at the moment, through basically the relationship, like what is now their love language within this relationship. Because some people, especially in relationships, some people like that apart, where one partner goes to work, another partner goes to their work, and then they have that time apart. But right now everybody's kind of get together. So trying to see what that looks like now, trying to express, hey, I may need that time away. I may need that extra long shower. I may need that time where you go to the garage and I stay inside. Just being able to express that and not feeling like you're hurting the person's feeling, but understanding that you're communicating a need. That's all I have to say.
All right. So, kids right now are really struggling as well. So that's kind of the next topic that we wanted to get into. This can be a very confusing and scary time for kids. I mean, think about how confusing and scary it is for us. So making sure that, we're talking to our kids about COVID-19, but not oversaturating them with this information. We've actually provided a lot of helpful resources about how to talk to kids in time of crises, on our Facebook page. So make sure you check that out. It's Minot AFB, Family Advocacy Program. So some additional tips to kind of help kids navigate to maintaining a normal routine with them is very important during this time. Making sure that they're, utilizing their normal bedtime, waking up at the same time, have family meals together, make sure there's time for exercise and play, have quiet time that doesn't involve a screen, have them read a book if they're old enough to, and that's kind of twofold because that also gives you a little break. Making or any other ideas for kids?
Keeping them so connected, scheduling playtimes through virtual technology again is an important thing. Being able to, because I'm seeing a lot of kids having tablets and things, so they can still stay connected, still stay, have that virtual playtime where they can have fun and do things and enjoy each other, even though they have to remain with the social distancing. That's what I would say.
Also, kids are running around a lot more. They're home a lot more. So making sure that we're keeping our hazards, keeping them from getting into dangerous things. So making sure those firearms are locked up, making sure that, they don't have access to those cleaning chemicals that we're using a lot more frequently right now. Making sure that the outlets are covered if you have kids that are crawling around. Um, just kind of making sure that all that, that you're maintaining safety in the house. Did I forget any hazards?
One major one is supervision, ensuring
Yes.
that you keep an eye on the children. That would probably be the main one, ensuring that you have line of sight and ensuring that when they're outside that someone has an eye on them just in case of emergencies.
Yes, very important as well. Another important thing is self-care for kids. I know that on YouTube you can do kids yoga, which is a lot of fun. Have a dance party, listen to music. Once the weather starts cooperating, go for a walk, play outside. Those are all really important for kids. Another thing that I wanted to add with the social connection is have someone mail your child a letter. We don't do that very often anymore with, regular old mail, but I know I always love getting a card in the mail or something. So, have grandma or aunt or uncle send your kids a card that can really make their day. Anything else that you can think of, John?
Mm, No, I think we touched on everything I can think of at this moment.
Okay. So, just again, I want to reiterate, spend time with playing with your kids. Play is very cathartic for kids. It's how they process their world and problem solve. So just make sure that we're keeping that in mind. Also, give everyone the benefit of the doubt. This is a very hard time for everyone. Being cooped up kind of, there's more stress and all that. So just keep in mind that everyone's going to have some moments where maybe they're not their best. Just kind of being understanding and compassionate with that. Another thing with kids is expect behavioral issues at this time, and just, respond gently. They're all struggling right now, so expect anxiety, worry, maybe nightmares, difficulty sleeping, testing limits, and possibly even meltdowns. Don't introduce any major behavioral plans right now, but do hold stable and focus on emotional connection. Focusing on connection through touch, play, books, verbal reassurance. Um, Anything else?
No, that's perfect. Just making sure you you touch on something with behavior. You may see behavior you have not seen because they may have been at daycare, they may have been school that you're not used to that behavior. So taking this time to really gain insight into your child's behavior, seeing those things, understanding them, being able to help them express their emotions and sometimes even having that time to explain COVID-19 to them in their language. They may have questions and you never asked, hey, do you have any questions about that? Because a lot of times we just think they're kids and they're not concerned about these things, but they hear and they're concerned and they do see the fear sometimes in their parents. So sometimes asking the questions and being able to discuss things with them is important.
Okay. And again, if you find yourself getting stressed out or upset as a parent, make sure that you're reaching out to your support systems. Engage in different online parenting classes, practice your own self-care. And with that, I want to provide you guys with some resources. So like I had mentioned a couple of times, our Minot Air Force Base Family Advocacy Program Facebook page, which is quite a mouthful. We have a lot of resources that we're posting every day. So make sure that you're checking that out. And again, that's Minot AFB Family Advocacy Program. We also have our Family Advocacy Domestic Abuse Victim Advocate Hotline, which is a 24/7 hotline. So if you ever find yourself in a situation, make sure you reach out. That phone number is 701-343-3531. There's also the National Domestic Violence Hotline, which you can reach at 800-799-7233 or 1-800-787-3224. During business hours, you can always reach out to our family advocacy program locally and our new parent support program at 701-723-5096. There's also a local domestic violence crisis center, which if you find yourself in a situation where you need their services, please reach out to us and we will go ahead and get you connected to them. We also have our mental health and ADAP program, which you can reach through the appointment line if you need that. There's also Military One Source. And of course, if there's ever an emergency, call 911. We are offering NDSU Extension virtual online parenting classes, and you can find the link on our Facebook page for that. Did I miss any resources?
No, that is all of them that I can think of as well. There's a lot of them. So
Yes, sir.
so no, that's it. I think we're working on more resources as they come. We will continue to um, put them on the Facebook page more than likely, and reach out to other organizations and entities to ensure that these resources get out to the appropriate people.
And most importantly, take care of each other. If you notice someone struggling, make sure that they have the resources available. Don't hesitate to reach out to us if you have any questions, or need any additional resources.